Ever gotten a fresh haircut, looked in the mirror, and felt disappointed? You brought a picture of some celebrity, showed it to your barber, and somehow walked out looking nothing like him. Here's the thing, it's not your barber's fault, and it's not your face's fault either. The problem is simpler than you think. Most guys pick hairstyles based on trends, not on their actual bone structure. And that's why they keep getting it wrong. The perfect haircut isn't about trends, it's about balance. Get it right, and your face looks sharper, more attractive, more put together. Get it wrong, and it looks like a wig that doesn't belong to your face. So here's what we're going to do. First, I'll show you exactly how to figure out your face shape. No guesswork. Then I'll break down the best hairstyles for each shape. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to ask your barber for. How to find your face shape: grab a measuring tape or a ruler. Stand in front of a mirror. Pull your hair back so you can see your whole face. You're going to take 4 measurements. Measure your forehead, cheekbones, jawline, and face length. Now compare the numbers. Long and balanced with a soft jaw. Oval. Equal width and length with softer angles. Round. Strong jaw and equal proportions. Square. Long face with straight sides. Oblong. Wider forehead and narrow chin. Heart-shaped. Wide cheekbones with a narrow forehead and jaw. Diamond. Still confused? Trace your face in the mirror and look at the outline. That quick visual is usually enough. Oval face. Let's start with the lucky ones. Oval faces are the most versatile. Your face length is greater than the width, and your jaw is slightly rounded. Almost every hairstyle works on you. That's the good news. The bad news? That doesn't mean every hairstyle will look good. It just means you have options. Your goal is to keep that natural balance. You don't need to add much height or width because your proportions are already solid. The best cuts for oval faces are things like a textured crop, a quiff, a pompadour, or even a buzz cut if you want something low maintenance. What you want to avoid is anything that covers your forehead completely. Heavy bangs can make your face look rounder than it actually is. Also, don't go too extreme on the sides. Keep it clean, keep it balanced, and you'll look great. Round face. Now, if you have a round face, your length and width are almost equal. You've got fuller cheeks and softer angles. The goal here is simple. Create the illusion of length. You want to add height on top and keep the sides tight. A high fade with a textured crop is one of the best options. The contrast between the short sides and the volume on top stretches your face visually. A pompadour or a quiff also works really well, anything that adds vertical height. Spiky styles are another great choice because they create angles where your face naturally has curves. Here's what you need to avoid. Steer clear of buzz cuts and bowl cuts. They add no height and actually make your face look wider. Also avoid adding volume to the sides. That's the opposite of what you want. Keep it tight on the sides, tall on top, and you'll look like a completely different person. Square face. Square faces are defined by a strong, angular jaw. Your forehead, cheekbones, and jaw are all similar in width, but your jaw is sharp, not rounded. This is a very masculine face shape, and your goal is to highlight those angles while softening the edges just a bit. The best hairstyles for square faces are ones that add a little height and texture on top, like a textured crop, a French crop, or a classic side part. A crew cut also works really well because it keeps things clean while still showing off your jawline. Mid fades and low fades are better than high fades here. High fades can make your face look even more boxy, which is probably not what you're going for. What you want to avoid is anything too geometric or blunt. Stay away from flat tops and overly sharp cuts. You also want to avoid styles that add too much width on the sides. Keep it soft, keep it textured, and let your jaw do the talking.
Oblong face.
But here's where most guys mess up. If you have an oblong face, your face is noticeably longer than it is wide. Your forehead, cheekbones, and jaw are all similar in width, but everything is stretched out vertically. The goal here is to add width, not height. You want to make your face look shorter and fuller. The best styles for oblong faces are ones that add volume to the sides or have a fringe that cuts across your forehead horizontally. A textured crop with a fringe is perfect because the fringe breaks up the length of your face. Side parts, medium waves, and layered cuts also work really well. Curtain bangs are another great option. They add width at the temples and make your face look broader. Here's the big mistake oblong face guys make. They add height. A tall pompadour or a quiff with lots of volume on top will make your face look even longer. Avoid that. Also avoid slicking your hair straight back. You want to break up the vertical lines, not emphasize them. Heart-shaped face. This next one is where everything goes wrong for most men. Heart-shaped faces have a wider forehead and cheekbones that taper down to a narrow pointed chin. Your goal is to balance that width at the top with a narrowness at the bottom. You want to draw attention away from the forehead and toward your eyes and chin. The best hairstyles for heart-shaped faces are side-swept styles, textured crops with fringe, and medium-length cuts with volume on the sides. A side-swept fringe is excellent because it covers part of your forehead and creates a symmetry which balances the face. A textured quiff or a messy fringe also works really well. If you want to go longer, a brushback style that adds width at the temples is a solid choice. What you need to avoid is anything that adds too much height or volume right on top of your head. That will only make your forehead look wider. Also avoid super short, tight cuts on the sides. They'll make your chin look even more narrow. Keep it soft, keep it side-swept, and you'll look great. Diamond face. Diamond faces are the rarest shape. Your cheekbones are the widest part of your face, and both your forehead and jaw are narrow and pointed. Your goal is to soften those cheekbones and add width to your forehead and jawline. The best hairstyles for diamond faces are ones that add volume at the top and keep some length on the sides. A textured crop with a fringe is excellent because it adds width at the forehead. Side parts, messy fringes, and layered waves also work really well. If you want to go longer, a brushback style or a side-swept undercut can help balance your proportions. What you want to avoid is anything too tight or slick back on the sides that will only emphasize the width of your cheekbones. Also avoid center parts. They draw attention straight to the widest part of your face. Keep it textured, keep it soft, and aim to add volume where your face is narrow. The right haircut doesn't just change how you look, it changes how people see you. Common mistakes guys make? Before we wrap up, let's talk about the mistakes that keep guys from looking their best. The biggest mistake? Copying hairstyles from celebrities with completely different bone structures. What looks sharp on them can look terrible on you. You see a celebrity with a cool haircut and you think, I want that. But that celebrity might have a completely different bone structure than you. What looks good on a square jaw might look terrible on a round face. The second mistake is not communicating with your barber. You sit down in the chair and say, just clean it up. That's not enough. You need to know what you want. You need to use the right words. Say things like high fade, textured top, side part, French crop. Be specific. Bring pictures if you have to. And if your barber suggests something different, listen to them. They see hundreds of faces. They know what works. The third mistake is neglecting maintenance. A great haircut lasts about 2 to 3 weeks. After that, it starts losing its shape. You don't need to get a full cut every time, but a quick cleanup around the ears and neckline will keep everything looking sharp. Most guys will ignore this and keep getting the same bad haircut over and over again. But now you know exactly what works for your face. Use it.